give us a moment here for all the streams to get together. We are currently on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube simultaneously. And we're going to go through a few of the games that are on tomorrow. And probably the main game tomorrow is, I would say, Philadelphia Eagles against the Miami Dolphins. And many people are very excited for that game. And it's also a nighttime game. And they do that on purpose. They always put the best game at night. They want to keep the interaction going. Plus, the other thing, too, is for a lot of individuals on different time zones, it's easier if it's in that slot. So let's have a quick look at TweetDeck and see what's going on here. That's a great shot of Zach that you're seeing right there. There we go. Okay. Just took a minute. Sometimes it glitches up a bit. So you have to be patient. There we go. Not very often, though. So we are currently looking at... Oh, I like this here. We're looking at the Football Insights, but we have a score here for hockey. We've got the Chicago Blackhawks 0. All right, and the Avalanche 4. Hockey is back. How are you guys feeling about Skip Bayless? A lot of people are saying that the ratings are not what they were. I like the show better myself, but to each his own. So it looks here like Chris Brooks is on injured reserve. Everybody at this time of the year is very injured. So Mike McDaniel is having a stellar year. He has a great chance of being coach of the year. I'm going to open the window here and just get a little air. I'm hoping it's not going to be too loud. I find that if you use the music, it drowns out some of the background noise. Highly recommend it if you're using Restream. I think the first time I used Ustream, it wasn't as rich, and it had a few glitches, and it was a few years ago, and I really wasn't that impressed by it. I think I actually saw it during the beta, and they have come a long way. And I'm trying to think of how long that would ago. Almost 3 years ago. Look at that, Chase Young. He's got 3 sacks this year. He's on pace for a good year. Oh, this is hilarious. There's Shaquille O'Neal, up to no good. So we looked at this yesterday, and I'm wondering if you guys agree with any of this. So we've got Brock Purdy as number 1, and this is QB efficiency, EPA play through week 7. So we are heading into, I would say, a couple weeks here. Many teams are going to have their the biggest challenge, because they're coming up against a lot of really incredible teams. Baker Mayfield is due for a win. I'm hoping that will happen this week. Jared Goff is basically far better than anyone ever anticipated or gave him credit for. Justin Herbert is showing signs of being a great quarterback, but not necessarily being on a stellar team. It's more of a mid-tier team, I think is the best way to describe that. Anthony Richardson is going into surgery. For the Colts, that is a huge loss, but they did get a sample size of what he is about. And, you know, when he is healthy, he's incredible. Lamar Jackson this year, I think, has been amazing. He's shown that he can actually be, a pocket quarterback when he wants to. He's not relying so much on the run as he has in the past. Russell Wilson at times has shown that he is better than last year. He's lost 20 pounds. He's looking good. Geno Smith, certain games looks like a superstar, but other days looks like he just doesn't have the supporting cast. Jordan Love is showing that he has a lot of potential, but may not make the playoffs this year. This is funny. Gardner Minshew, I love that name. He is showing signs of someone who is having growing pains. It's difficult to be, cold off the bench and into the fire. Joe Burrow is, I think, a little healthier than he was a couple weeks ago, but he is still not 100%. And I think he's better than most at 60%. That's how good he is. Let's put the chat on here. There we go. Okay. Just in case. Zach Jones is showing that he's either on the wrong team or he needs to revamp everything. Zach Wilson, I think, has been playing very well, considering what he landed into. I think Aaron Jones is... Let's just check this out here for a second. Jason OTC. If the Saints cut every player on their roster in 2024, that would have a positive salary cap savings that would create just 15. Wow. So they are really over the cap. They are currently around 85 million over the cap. So this is not an easy situation. And that's what happens a lot of times in pursuit of building something. They spend a lot of money, but it doesn't work out. Here's some cool stats. Derek Carr, I think, is shown that he has moments of greatness. They should have tied that game last night. That's too bad. Very entertaining game for a Thursday. The Colts were amazing. He had 33 completions over 55 attempts. So for 301 yards. And it looks like he had one touchdown and one interception. There was quite a few drops. I felt at times it was a really defensive game. The first two quarters, but it just didn't pan out. All right, let's do something on the spiritual twist here. Thank you for Kari Joy for everything that you do. And this is something that she posted. The light in me thinks the light in you is freaking awesome. Namaste. That's funny. So what you can do is if you press on the photo, it will go into the window here perfectly. And that's something worthwhile knowing in the future. Let's do another one here. Do I need more books? This is funny. This graph. Well, most people who are very successful read a lot and constantly read. So reading is not going to give you blockages, that's for sure. Especially if you align it to what you want in your goals. Here's something from Pursue Self-Care. It's not necessary to react to everything you notice. That's a good piece of advice, actually. A lot of us are reactive, and a lot of times we're better to just, I would say, stew in it for a bit, think about it, look at all the avenues, but that requires a little bit of discipline within yourself. And I don't think that's something a lot of younger people have. Some do, and I think it's something you can develop as you get older. And I love the saying, less is more. And even in, your speaking, do more time just listening and watching and reading the room and the body language. And I think that will benefit you more. All right, let's say hello to some of the people here. All right, so what do we got here for this morning? Mark Quinn. Thank you so much, Mark Quinn. Happy Friday to you as well. Perez, thank you so much for the like. We appreciate that. If anybody doesn't know Perez Hilton, he has a huge channel. Conscious Creation Inspired. Also a Canadian and someone I know through Twitter Spaces and some of the spiritual groups. Freebird, who is a person who promotes independent acts all over the world. I've been following him for about 10 years. Thank you for saying hello this morning. We also, we have Rick here. Triple Fan 19 Rick. And Rick looks like he finally reposted. Reposted isn't the right way of saying. Changed his photo. I think he's had the same photo in the 10-12 years that I've known him, so that's good. I think it's always good to upgrade your photo to something current. Tony D is also here as well, and Tony D is someone that I know through HAPS. Also saying hello to Brett Murphy. And Brett Murphy, let's show his site. So, as you can see, he's a huge influencer. He has 93,000 followers. Not too shabby. And you can see also that he posts everything from business to movies to, I think, anything he's interested in. So it says here, entertainment news, movies, trailers, music, and SaaS project advisor manager. All right. Let's see who else we have here. Alberto, thank you, Alberto, for everything that you do. I appreciate your support, especially on Twitter. Maria, and we do this every Friday. We try to spend a few minutes thanking the people who have been kind enough to be supportive through the week. Maria is a great contributor as well. It looks like here you can read that there. Strong body, strong soul. And she says here, I've been getting the kindest DMs from strangers who hear me lately. Truly humbled, but it also causes me to reflect inward, boosting my courage to be me in an even bigger way. And that's one of the things when you're on social media is a lot of people become very shy, I think is a nice way of saying, self-aware. There's some people who are very authentic. I feel like Maria is a businesswoman, but also a person who enjoys, encouraging others and has a practice that it looks like here of gratitude. You can also find her in, and I'll show you the link here, different Twitter spaces. There's also here, it looks like, mental health podcast support community. And there's a few of the links for that as well. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so let's make me tiny here. There, that's better. One of the things with social media that I notice is we try to show just the best sides. Very few people show, when they're in the valley and when things are tough and they're having a rough go of it. And I'm noticing the younger generation is sharing more and more when things aren't good and not trying to paint a false picture. Every broadcast, we bring up a couple of CDs that you can purchase on Amazon. Here we go. Now, most of you will know this group. And I'll show this to you here. Okay, let's see. So I'll make this a little bigger so we can see. Let's click this. There we go. So as you can see, that's Fleetwood Mac. But this is the original Fleetwood Mac. And it's funny, they call the Fleetwood Mac Love That Burns the blues years. And the truth is, yes, they were blues, but they were also, I would say, hard rock. This is a great set for, if you want something that's budget-wise. They're not the longest versions of all the songs, but it's a great introduction to the first chapter of Fleetwood Mac. And if you like Fleetwood Mac, you'll enjoy this. What's hilarious about this is there's only 2 original members still in Fleetwood Mac. And yet I think the very first configuration is amazing. Not to say that Lindsey Buckingham isn't a genius, which he is. For those, and I've featured this before, if you look here, if you love Elvis, do you see here? We got Elvis. If you love Elvis, this is an insane Sony package. You can purchase this, I think, still on Amazon. I'll see if I can try to find some of these links in the future. But this was manufactured in 2011. Isn't that wild? Do you still have CDs from 30 years ago? The other thing, too, if you like to collect music, don't forget you can get some sometimes amazing CD collections from estates. Or if you go to the library, and if you don't care if you just rip them, right? It's just a matter of listening to them in your Walkman while you're walking. That's the way to go. For the purist who love the packaging, like myself, that'll be something I probably do until my last breath, is listen to music. And it's always been a healing element for me. So let's go back to TweetDeck. Okay, here we go. So let's take a quick look here. I just want to show you the traffic for different teams right now. Okay, so we're going to hit the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, it's not moving very quickly, as you can see. But if you go to the Lions, the stream is non-stop. There are so many people who are excited about the Detroit Lions this year. This is cool too. Let's have a look at this before we exit. All right, let's see if we can make this bigger. There we go. Here is the lowest passer rating allowed. And as you can see, most of these names are not household names. Cornerbacks are among the hardest positions to feel on teams, and cornerbacks tend to get injured a lot. I don't know what that's about, but it's very common to lose cornerbacks. It's one of those positions that doesn't necessarily get the limelight, but so very important. If you're looking at this list here, do you recognize anybody? And if you do, hello, Sorry, from D from Cool, which is on Twitch. Nice to have you here, D from Cool. D from Cool are... Oh, I know who that is. Long time no see. Interesting. Randy Horton. There he is. With multiple clouds of joy with the Randy Horton. How are you doing, Randy? Maybe we can get you up for a moment if you have a minute. Let me see. Invite guest. All right, click this. Copy. The W is in the Horton. Here, we'll put your name up here. There you go. Yes. Yes. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So we will click it here. Reply. And paste. All right. There's the link if you want to come up for a minute and say hello. That would be great. I watched him this morning, and I believe he discussed, he was very happy with some socks he bought. It reminded me so much of one of the famous episodes of Seinfeld. And Elaine was having a rough time trying to find socks for her boss. And she wanted to go to Vegas, but she couldn't go because she couldn't find the right socks. Oh, thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. We should try to connect soon and do something, even just for a short bit. It'll be nice. It's been a while. Are you currently at work? I'm trying to think. What time is it where you are right now? So for those who don't know Randy W. Horton, Randy was the person who gave me a nudge, I guess, to try Haps, and I'm glad I did. It was a unique experience. I would say 80% of it was favorable, and 20% of it was horrible. Home in bed at 8 p.m. Ah, okay. So on a normal night, Randy, how many hours sleep do you get? You know, for me, I tend to do like 5, and then I'll have a nap. If I have time, I'll do like an hour here or an hour there, and that will keep me going. And then I can get the job done. I love it. So let's go back, and we will... It was funny. So what is the question? What is the one question? We don't know. Ooh, I like this one. Let's check this here. Let's click this. There we go. Now, can I get rid of that? Let's click this. Interesting. Sometimes holding on does more damage than letting go. And that graphic is so true. 8 to 9 hours. That's very healthy. What I love with Restream is you have the music in the background. You can put it on. You don't worry about it. You're not going to get flagged, which is terrible. But I will be doing some music shows in the future on Twitch. And I'll do those for fun. And I might slowly get some of that audience back that I used to have when I used to do a lot of music shows. I'll also be showcasing mostly independent artists that I know in real life, which is nice. And many musicians just have not recovered fully yet from being off for 2 years. So it's been interesting. Okay, so how do I get rid of that? Now it's gone. Okay. I figured it out. Let's click over here. See if I can find something interesting here. All right. I like this one. Let's do this one. Okay. I've done this one many times over the years. This one is happiness starts with you, not with your relationships, not with your job, not with your money, not with your circumstances, but with you. And it's so true. Until you get yourself in a space where you feel safe and understood and nurtured even by yourself. And I'm not talking about egotistical love, look at me kind of thing, of just knowing when to step away and to take moments to be connected to something greater than yourself. For those who like oldies but goodies, now this does not have the best cover, but the music is excellent, okay? And the 101 is 100 tracks plus one of Motown hits, and you can get this on Amazon. I'll also give you some of the links for that. But it has everything from the Jacksons to the Supremes, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Marvin Gaye, and you've got the Four Tops. You've also got modern favorites on the fourth disc, things like Rick James, the Commodores. You've also got Diana Ross with Nile Rodgers. Do you know who Nile Rodgers is? From Chic. The Dazz Band. And Shanice, I Love Your Smile. That was a huge hit. She was a one-hit wonder. There's a whole lot of Temptations on here as well. So if you like old, I can say music that's over 50 years old, original Motown classics, original, not redone, I highly recommend this. And when I got it on a flash sale, and I think total for, how many discs is this? Is this? I think it's 4. Or is it 3? No, I'm wrong. It's 5. It's 5 disc. Okay, well that makes sense then, right? So you got 20 tracks per disc. Now they probably could have put even more on that. That's interesting. Because a lot of the music that was out in the 60s, with the average time on it was like 2:30 to 3 minutes total. All right, what do we got here? Let's have a look. Actually, this is funny. We should do this. Now, can I find it from here? I probably can't. Now, is there another Randy Horton? Who's this guy? Here we go. Click him. All right. We got this. Oh, thank you. He did repost it. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's great. And that's Randy right there. For those who don't recognize him. All right, let's look here. So it looks like you're on every day. This is funny. This is something that Randy posted. That's so funny. They are cute and seemingly harmless, but they are loud, incredibly expensive to keep, and absolutely untrainable. The other is a kangaroo. I don't really know much about kangaroos. That is so Randy's humor. All right, let's go back here. So you can find Randy on Facebook. You can find him on Twitch. You can find him on YouTube. And he's a hoot and a half. And That voice, do you recognize that voice? You know who that was? Nick and Morty first. Forgot about the commercials. Yeah, Twitch, you put that on, there's a commercial. That means that you're making some money. You get paid. So good for you, buddy. Let's see here. What can we do? Let's shrink this down. And we will do a quick NFL here. Click it. And I will go back here. And I will look in streaming here. Looks like we got just a drum beat going right now. Alright. So we got rid of that. It's just me. That's pretty darn clear. Alright, so we'll hit this. NFL. We'll share it. And hit this. And click this. There we go. Okay. So let's quickly go through this if we can. And I have it right here. So last night, the Jaguars won by 31 points. The Saints almost tied it up in the very last 30 seconds. If they had caught the touchdown, it would have been completely tied up. Which is wild. That would have been an amazing overtime game. So if you look here, it looks like Trevor Lawrence was 20 for 29 for 204 and 1 touchdown. Derek Carr was 33 for 55 at 301 and 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And the one big difference that I'm seeing here is Trevor also had 8 carries for 59 yards. You know, that's usually for the running back, not for the quarterback. So it just goes to show you how well-rounded Trevor is. Alvin Kamara had 17 carries for 62 yards. And Christian Kirk had 6 receptions for 90 yards and 1 TD. And Alvin Kamara had receiving yards of 12 receptions and 91 yards. So he had an incredible game. The other thing is, too, it was quite a few field goals. Because for the longest time, they couldn't get in from the red zone. So the team stats, the Jaguars had 330 yards. The Saints had 407. The Jaguars had 277 passing yards, and the Colts had 295. Rushing, almost identical. Jaguars had 113, and the Colts had 112. Now, here's where the big difference was between the two teams. Yards per play was just shy of 6 for the Jaguars and 4.7 for the Colts. But in these games, especially with mid-tier teams, they're always nail-biting. So let's click that and hit this. That went well. Okay, so before we go, let's end it on a couple of hashtags. Let's check the hashtags movements here. Okay, and Dak Prescott, it's going to be interesting to see how he does this week because his career has been under a microscope. And many people are like, you know, it's Super Bowl or nothing for him. This is his last chance. And the fans are very fed up. Oh, look at that. So, yeah. Many starter quarterbacks are in the roster across the league because of so many injuries. Wow, look at this. Most interceptions thrown over the last 5 years. So we've got Baker Mayfield, who has really curbed that. I would say this year he's doing great in not getting interceptions. Josh Allen, Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford is number 7. But you know what? I think, too, when you have the most production, you're also going to have a greater chance of error. And these are quarterbacks that, on a normal game, especially if you look at someone like Kirk Cousins, he has many a day where he is well over 300 yards in completions. So it's going to happen. And if you think about it, over 5 years, that's not a crazy amount of interceptions. All right, what do we got here? Not much movement on the Cowboys today. This is odd. Okay, so let's quickly go to the Lions and see this hashtag and see what goes on here. All right. This is good. There's so much pride right now. It's wonderful. Let's hit this, and hit this. And we'll click this on. So, many of the power rankings now have the Lions in the top 5. That is not something anybody would have imagined earlier this year. No way. And I don't think people would have imagined that there would have been so much chaos. Oh, we got Fireman Rich. Great seeing you on Twitch. Very good, good sir. Fireman Rich, do you have a moment? Would you like to come up? Let's see here what I can do. This is where you gotta be patient with me here. It's a few steps. Okay, so we got, click there, reply, and there we go, paste. There you go, you got the link. So if you'd like to come up for a moment and just give us a couple of your picks, maybe they changed from earlier this week. If not, just tell me so, and I will wrap this up in a few minutes. Okay. And this one, I think I have to hit it again. Right, okay. I think I just sent it on Twitch. Yeah, it's on your Twitch. It should be right there. I can put it in. Yeah, it's in Twitch. You got it. All right. Here's a good one. Stop overthinking. You can't control everything. Just let it be. There you go. We'll put that one up for a moment. Well, the Chiefs look in good spirits. Look like they're having some good weather. Just curious, do you guys think that shorts have come and gone and now we're back into podcast, or do shorts also still have their their own place. Oh, look at this here. This is good. Let's have a quick look at this. So for those who are following college football today, here are the current rankings. And we will shift this to this. Okay, so we've got in first place, it looks like Michigan, which is no shock. They have a huge program. Georgia's second. Oklahoma is third. Washington is fourth. Texas is fifth. Texas has been very successful this year in the draft. Many of the people that were acquired from Texas are doing really well. I don't think any of the picks this year, though, people are completely, except for CJ Stroud, are over the moon. There's been some injuries, which happens usually by the 7th week, but I think we've had a nice sample size of all these new rookies. We've also got Florida State, which has a rich history in college football. I watched something the other day. It was bizarre. Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, North Carolina, Alabama. Not seeing. Okay, I'll just put it. Sorry, buddy. Here, let me do this. I guess I'll just put it in the main chat here. So we'll click this, copy, paste. There. You see it. It's right in the main chat now. And it should be also in the YouTube one as well. So it's, yeah. Anybody who sees that can come up now, but that's okay. I need to get more acquainted to the college rankings. The games I find are very exciting. It's so do or die in college football. So we will give Rich a minute or so here, and we'll go back. Oh, look at this here. Pre-snap reads 10-20. A look at Seahawks struggles on third down in the red zone. Well, you know what? It is not just the Seahawks. There are so many teams that just in the red zone are really struggling. There he is. He found his way. All right. Are you ready, buddy? I'll put your hand up if you're ready. All right, he's ready. He's ready for us here.
I'm always ready, Michael. You know that.
You were born ready.
I know where I'm at. You just don't know where you're posting. I didn't have YouTube up. I got the second link off of my YouTube. I didn't see. There's nothing in the Twitch. I saw the alert come up on Twitch, but there's nothing in the Twitch chat with a link. So you might not have had it toggled in Restream for some reason.
You know what? Anything is possible. I'm glad we tried again. Thank you for being patient.
No, I just you pushed. I said, wait a minute, let me fire up YouTube, and that's I got it showed up the second posting because when you're not on YouTube, I can't see the first posting, and I came through. It's over on the YouTube right now, so there might be a toggle switch of some sort. How you doing this afternoon, sir?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I just got done mowing the lawns here. The rain's coming in.
Yeah, we've had steady rain all day today.
The
on
rain,
and off.
It's coming up from the south, and it's raining out in western New York, but we're right on the border, so I'm seeing some dark clouds coming down. So I got all the lawns mowed, which is great. I haven't mowed in the last 2 weeks.
So with the NFL,
yes, sir.
Tomorrow, is there any game that you're really excited about seeing?
You mean in 2 days? So tomorrow's Saturday, Sunday.
You're right. Yes, you're right. I keep thinking today's Saturday. That this is what happens.
It feels like it.
Yeah. Do you do that as well, where you're like you'll talk
Sometimes
yourself in? Is that
sometimes
old age?
no, no. Well, there might be but there's some. I always get the middle of the week mixed up. I'm thinking it's not a Wednesday and stuff like that. So, um, but weekends. Let's just say since I've been retired, the weekends are different than the weekdays as far as that goes. And
In what way? Because when you were working, it was what
well, I
you
think
were pursuing.
no, the big difference. Well, working, it's obvious. You got do you? Let's see. Let me shut. I'm getting the feedback here. Let me just.
I can't even hear it.
Okay, I think it's on my. Oh, okay. You know what it is? My Twitch channel. I didn't mute it. Okay.
Okay.
The tabs. It's always goes to the tab. And
And I find your hum on your microphone. I can't hear it if I have the music low.
oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
And such there that. Let's see. Let me get rid of that one. As far as I should be good now. No, I'm still having a little feedback.
Really? Oh,
Oh
I hear. Is it high pitched?
no. Oh, there it is. It's right there. Yeah, just one. I turned down all my tabs. What am I
Yeah.
looking here?
So
I
if you
don't-
can, for those who are new to streaming, you may be able to help them by explaining what happened to you, because there are always common problems, right? And if you take a moment here just to explain what happened. So from what I'm gathering from you, you had multiple tabs open. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but all my tabs are closed now, Michael. So
Yeah.
I'm still. Are you still hearing it?
No.
Yeah. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Okay, I closed all my tabs down. No, I'm still hearing a little bit. Where's that coming from?
Sometimes what you can do too, and we used to do this in HAPS when it didn't connect right. Sometimes the person would leave, come back. Remember, we used to do that all the time.
Yeah, because I the only tab I have open is the restream, and
Yeah.
you're not hearing anything though.
I hear you perfectly.
Okay.
You look good. Everything is working.
Okay.
It might be slightly in the background, but I can't hear it.
Yeah, I can barely hear it either, but it
But
might be reverb from the soundboard. So, but anyway,
it's maddening. You probably just have two windows open. Why don't you check?
No.
Do you want it?
this is the only window that's open right now.
Did you look at the tabs above?
I have only one tab, Michael. Listen,
Yeah.
I have one tab, and that's you only. My whole attention. The browser has one tab open, and that's your restream. Everything else, even on my second computer, everything's there. We go.
There you go.
No, but the difference between Wednesday, well, I guess what it is, Monday through Friday, me and the missus walk, and
Yeah.
today, and I don't do any walking on Saturday unless it's a makeup day. So I think that's been the big difference. I do something that's specifically Monday through Friday, but I don't necessarily do it on Saturday and Sunday.
How's
And-
your tooth, buddy? You look a little
Oh,
swollen.
Oh yeah, it's come down. You should have seen it this morning. It was really, but I'm doing all right. I had a little rough last night as far as I had to take an 8. Well, I got an 8. They're 800 milligram ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Which one Advil is 200. It's the same as taking 4 of those. So I took one of those last night and knocked the edge off, and I'm doing a lot better. I was able to mow the lawns, no problem. I think it was just getting out in the nice weather before it turned crappy.
So what kind of work did you get done?
Today?
No, in your mouth there when you were.
Oh, I'm having an implant. I don't have any molars on there.
Yes.
The last molar I had went, and I was convinced into having an implant put in.
So is that where they drill it into your jaw?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they cut
and
open they cut open the gum.
And that's
And
where
then
the
they
swelling.
prep
That's
it.
where the swelling's coming from.
Oh yeah,
probably.
they were supposed to be in my mouth for 2 hours. They got it
Yes.
done in less than an hour, which was very efficient. This dental office I go to, the whole team is very, very on spot. The workflow is second to none. I've never
Yes.
seen it like this, even in the military. And the dentist I have, he's freaking great. He is great, and So I do have some swelling, but it's something that has to be done. And the long term, it's just going to benefit me as far as health wise and stuff. Because if you don't have a molar
Right.
to anchor the other teeth have a tendency of getting loosened up as the years go by.
Yes.
So, there's no way you can have a partial unless you have a tooth in the back. So,
Do you recognize this guy? He looks really familiar to me.
That's from this morning.
Yeah, I look at him and I feel like a connection. How about you?
Well, it just that's the other thing that distinguishes the weekday from the weekend. The weekday, I do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday Twitch broadcasts and the two podcasts, and that's a difference. I don't do that on weekends. I don't have any schedule,
right,
as far as that goes. So,
but I'm looking at you here, Fireman Rich.
Oh, you got me on my. Oh, there's my Twitter feed. Yeah.
So we got you there, and,
and
you're busy.
What do you
You're
mean
a busy guy. Why is that? You're just.
It's on the Twitter feed. Well, I daily put a good morning Tioga County. I've been doing that for years on my Twitter feed, and then I always have a live life and what is it? Live life and
smell the roses.
No, bring up my Twitter line there. You got it there.
I had it and now it's gone. It left the building. I'll find it here.
No, I got it right here. Here we go.
Do you? Okay.
I always start off with good morning in Tioga County. That's the county I live in, southern upstate New York. I used to say tweet on Twitter, but I don't do it anymore because I do multiple social media platforms.
Right.
Just post on social media and have fun. That's what it's all about. And then the second one's always live life and have fun. Yeah. Hashtag positive start to the day. Hashtag. And then I always have a thought for the day. And this morning's it was from Pope John Paul II, where he says, as the family goes, so goes the nation, and so goes the whole world in which we live. And that's important. Family's important. Yeah, there we go. There it is.
Yeah.
I almost had a chance it was one of the regrets. I could have met John Paul II when I was stationed over in Italy. He met on Saturday afternoons through the USO. That's right down the road from the what do they call the 16th Chapel area,
right,
from where the Pope resides. And I mean, you step outside the USO, there's a cathedral right down the road. You can see it. It's within walking distance. And a good friend of mine and his wife, he's a fire chief down there in Texas at one of the air bases. Good friend of mine I've known for over almost close to 50 years now. We went to fire school together. He told me that he met the Pope and he said, "You missed something, Rich. You should have." I was raised Catholic, but I'm not a practicing Catholic. And so, but he has a great story to his life, and he was a great Pope as far as that goes. And matter of fact, his wife's older brother. One time I went to Washington because she was from Maryland. I stayed at her parents' house, and her older brother, who is now the Archbishop up there in Buffalo, the city of Buffalo, he gave me a nickel tour. And when the Pope Paul John visited Washington, D.C., the one before he passed away, it was a couple of years before he passed away, Michael there, his name was Michael. He was the vicar.
There's a lot of angels and wonderful human beings with that name.
Yeah.
Heavy on the wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to share something you shared.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you ready? And you talked about this the other day. We'll talk about it again today.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, that's on my Twitter. I made I actually started doing shorts. That was my second short. I did a short on that. I think it's a good idea.
Can you read that from there, or you can get enough information to basically, you were talking about that $1 fee. It doesn't seem very fair if certain individuals pay $18.
Well,
and other individuals pay $1, no matter how wonderful.
The thing is with you pay $18, which I still can't.
Right.
It's $8.
Now here's the thing. They're going to get the numbers there. You know that, right? So they're looking at if they can get.
Yeah, but this is just what you get now. like I wouldn't if this flies in the article. I think it says it might flow over into people that I wouldn't mind giving $1.
Yeah,
I could take $1
you
out of
said that.
PayPal and
Yeah.
$1 a year and my phone number to that. I'm game with that because and I'm wondering if I should give TikTok my phone number because for some reason my password's not working. You got me thinking about going back on TikTok again. I do have an account, but it's private.
Yeah.
And stuff.
You should go back on.
Well, it's pretty interesting and stuff.
You
like
know
that.
they pay more than anybody.
I'm not
they-
in it for the money, Michael. I get I get a payout every once in a while here on Twitch because I'm an
Yeah.
affiliate, and I think it's every 6 months. I'm expected because it tells you in the back stage area there
Yes.
for your account. I'm projected like I think it's almost. It seems like it's every 6 months. Helen's gotten a couple payouts on hers. Tony's gotten payouts on hers. We
Yeah.
got to work on getting you an affiliate. We got to. All you need is.
I
100.
used to get pretty good payouts every month on Haps.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're up.
I was doing, especially the last month. Oh my God.
Hap still owes me $98 or $92.
I'll tell you, but you know what? He doesn't think about it.
Who doesn't think about it? The people over on Hap?
He's let it go.
Oh, who's that?
You
Oh yeah, I let it go. I just bring it up as a matter
let
of
it go. Do you know who was
conversation.
really bitter at the end?
Who's that?
This lovely man who walks his dog in the high grass
Oh, Wall?
in Scotland, I think, or is it Ireland? Do you know who I'm talking
That's
about?
Wall. It walks Teddy.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
because I think he really enjoyed and
He put a lot of effort into it.
I think he did. Yeah, he
Put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. If
Oh,
I
the-
can get him up one
Yeah.
Sunday or something,
yeah.
because I'll message him. Maybe us three, and we should maybe have a conversation of individuals that you've.
He's been here on Twitch. He's just been busy doing other things. I think the last
Yeah.
posting I seen, he was on Instagram. He's posting Teddy. I think he did an Instagram. He dropped a
Yeah.
video on Instagram. But what do
Do
you
you remember?
think?
Do you remember Fraser?
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen Fraser. Fraser's popped in on my
Yeah,
Twitch broadcast.
and
stuff like that.
Randy W. Horton was in the comments today. And,
Okay.
yeah,
No comment on that area. We'll just leave it at that. I'm just.
But no, but I'm noticing
that's
through
good.
Twitch. Through
Yeah.
Twitch, I'm actually seeing more individuals that are from Haps, where in my real
Yes.
life,
Yes,
I'm
I
seeing
think
more people on Facebook, and then through the business ties, I'm seeing, or even spiritual ties, we'll call it that.
Right.
I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter, and that is the wonderful thing about Restream,
Yeah.
is that you can be on multiple platforms.
You're being published on both on the multiple platforms. Yeah. Exactly.
Right. So if you have
And,
basic or standard, if
yeah.
you have studio standard,
Yeah.
you can have up to 5.
Okay. Is it 5? Okay.
Yeah, and that's now I tried to do 5 the other day
Did you?
because
pay for it?
I took the leap.
Oh, you pay? Oh,
I took the leap.
I still see the logo up top though. You can turn that off.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to support them right now.
Oh,
for a
okay.
bit.
That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
So
that's,
right now we are on Twitter,
right.
Twitch,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Oh,
YouTube.
Four. Wow. This
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, 4 going right now.
That's unreal. This is. Wow. I'm not seeing any.
Now there's no.
I mean, it's-
Now the only comments that I'm going to see of Twitter is if I go on the TweetDeck. Right?
Oh
Then-
yeah, your Twitter. The comments don't come into the
No,
like
not
the
and
Restream.
and that's Elon.
Yeah, because that goes back to that API thing. He shut down all the API as far as that goes. And where did Michael go? Is Michael still there? Michael? I don't see him. Did he lose me? We are still broadcasting. It's been 1 hour and we've lost Michael. I'm gonna hold the fort here. And there he is. He's back.
Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did?
Did you drop on purpose?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's still saved.
I pushed a button. I wanted to see
Okay.
if it would. Do you remember that? And this was the crazy thing about Haps. And I'm purposely trying things to see the
That's
recovery. So you
it's
stayed.
yeah. Oh, I am
You
gonna stay. The clock is still going. I was like, oh,
no, but you held the connection.
yeah, yeah,
And you do that for many people around the world. So if
yeah.
you're lonely and sad, call Rich. He'll hold the connection for you.
Hold the phone.
How do they follow you before we go, buddy?
Who's phone?
If
Oh,
if someone wants to follow you,
oh, just check me out here on Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm at at Richard M. Roberts on YouTube. I was
Mhm.
able to snag the Richard M. Roberts when they redid the thing there. They opened it up and you could redo your. We used to be, I think it was something, a bunch of letters or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm on Truth Social. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm Fireman Rich there. I'm at on Instagram Threads.
Yes.
At Fireman Rich, and I'm on X, / Twitter as at Fireman Rich.
Yes.
And for me, those are the three big ones that I primarily. I have a Facebook. It's the real Fireman Rich, but whatever you find on those three, especially X / Twitter, as far as that goes, and you got me rethinking maybe pay $8 for because I love what you're doing with the tweet deck. I see that. I mean, seeing your tweet deck, that's the first time I've seen.
Well, the great thing with this, buddy, is if you're and you're like me, where if you see something and it's in front of you and you can make list.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I what you're doing right there. I had that. I had just as far as my news feeds and everything. I'd come home and then you got the news right there. You don't have to bounce. You don't have to.
No, and it gets rid of all the crappy content, most of it. And the other thing, it's like having a co-host for you. Someone who is moderating the and then you can, if you can trust yourself, which I know you can basically just click on something and then go in another direction.
Yeah, and just the way you displaying it and testing it. I mean, I like the way when you click on a picture, it goes full.
Yeah.
When you present it, and it looks, it bounce, it pops.
It does. I would love for you to read that before we go.
Okay. I wish I could tell my younger self it's okay to slow down. And I have to think about that a lot. Michael helps me with that because now I barely have time to catch a breather. That's true. You got to take the time to smell the roses.
It almost feels like that last word should be a breath.
That's what I thought it was. It's
yeah. No, but I think it flows better. But we didn't write that one. But like, we'll critique it for you. Well, all right. Thank you for being here, everyone.
Okay, Michael, thank you for having me up. It's always a pleasure to be on your
yes. Is there anybody you want to mention on this wonderful Friday? Someone who?
No, you're the man. And so I'm just ecstatic.
How about Tony D? We haven't mentioned him.
Tony D. He's busy. He's moving into. Oh, excuse me. He was in the chat my morning broadcast this morning.
Yeah.
And he's moving into his apartment tomorrow. I think he's done all the moving in and out of his old place. And he's moving to the park. He's still in the moving state. He was at work. He had a big a meeting and stuff like that. And that's a one thing. I've got him, Helen. She was in there. She's busy doing stuff. And then I got this guy. His name's Tim Pham 40. Okay, he's out in Michigan. He's a contractor, hard-working contractor. Because I've been associated with contractors over the last 70 years where I was at. I had to help facilitate some of the things they had to do and stuff like that. On my job, what the particular things I had to do, and he's on the job. Okay, he installs insulation and stuff like that, and just the fact that these guys take the time to listen to this knucklehead, because it's I a lot of the stuff I would say more than 2/3 of my broadcast is the same stuff every day. The weather, the whatever. But we have conversations in between, and that's the one thing I love about Twitch is to have that conversation. And I went a little longer this morning because I'm in the habit now of my workflow to have that guest star option set up.
Oh, good.
As far as to bring somebody up. So if you're in the morning, up early and stuff like that, I can bring you up on my broadcast using guest stars. And what it is if you look at your Twitch, like you sent the link and you went to YouTube, you got to be careful on sending the link. Like you could DM me it, okay, to be on the security
that's
side.
safer.
Yeah, that's what Tony and me used to do, and Ted. Okay,
DM.
Yeah, because when Twitter was down, or I wasn't using it for a month or something like that. But anyway, for Twitch, if you look on the Twitch client in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little envelope. And I've got you in my favorites on the Twitch guest stars, where I just send you an invite, and that's where you'll see the invite as far as that goes. And it's the same. It works the same process if you send me the link. And there's Tia.
There's Tia.
It's snowing. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a while ago.
She's got big.
She's a big girl.
Yeah, she loves the sticks.
She loves the.
I've watched your TikToks though.
Yeah.
Where you did your walks and stuff like that. So she loves the sticks.
She is loved all over the world. Oh my God. Like, you know, it's funny because I was at an event at work, and this woman was from, I think it was New Zealand.
Okay.
And she said to me, she goes, "I love Tia."
Yeah.
And I said, "You love Tia?" And she goes, "Yeah, I follow you." And I said, "Where do you follow me?" She goes, "On Instagram." And I went,
"Okay, yep, you were."
Oh, and and then I looked at her and I went, "Oh yeah, I know you." But that's the wonderful thing about social media is it brings people from all over the world. Now, for those who don't know me, I live in Toronto, Canada. And Rich, where do you live?
I'm down here in the southern tier of upstate New York. I'm an upstate New Yorker. And I think travel distance, I think from where I'm at, how far are you away from Buffalo?
It would take a while to get there.
Oh, a couple hours?
Yeah, I would say 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay, so from where I'm at, we're about 5 hours apart.
Now, if I, had access to a boat, you could get across really quickly. You could do a straight line, and there has been boat cruises that do that. But so, name the one game that you're most excited about this weekend. Name the one game.
Oh, okay. What we talked about this? I think it's the who's Miami? Philly.
Yes. Miami and Philly.
Yeah, because especially just to see, because Philly, they're not 100%. I think they're about between 90 and 95%.
Yeah.
And if Miami wins, well, what about last night? What about the Trevor Lawrence, or what the Jaguars quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, is that his name?
You got it.
He played last night. I didn't watch the game. I read the news brief on it this morning and stuff, the sports brief, and I'm thinking, wow, he had a great game.
Yeah.
And stuff. I just fell asleep last night because of my dental thing here. I just was whacked out last night, so I went to bed early. Actually, the missus told me I better go to bed. And stuff.
Look at this. Most Americans asleep and the rest of the couch is on fire.
Yeah.
And I think, what they're talking about is how the world right now is in such chaos.
Well, I think it's chaos for those people that want it to be in chaos.
Yeah.
But we're always going to have situations going on that have to be taken care of. That I think people, they have to distinguish. I definitely know who are the bad guys and who are the good guys.
Yes.
Okay, because of my background.
Yes.
There's some people that I'm just shaking my head, especially a couple of U.S. Congress people. Do you really know who the bad people are? Compared, and I'm just I don't want to go into elaborations, but
another show. Put that on pause. We'll have that for another show. A little tidbit. But what I want you to do in the future, you and I and maybe Ted, will pick up like 3 stories each.
I have 5 in the can right now that I drafted up just to see if I could get one. I'm sitting here and I got 5. No, I don't want to do it because I don't want to run your show long here and stuff like that. Because
we are currently at, what are we at right now? I think it's like 1 hour,
1
and 10
hour
minutes.
and 10 minutes. Yeah,
that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, we're right.
All right,
so.
Folks, we're gonna end this. Thank you for being here. We appreciate everyone. Let's have a quick look here. I want to thank everybody that was in the comments. Now, well, the one thing is too, once you get out of the chat, because I left.
Oh, you don't see resets.
Yeah.
So you learn. See, this is what's fun about this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just
But it kept the music. Hear the music. The music's still playing.
I'm thinking when you bugged out, I did not hear the music because it comes from your system.
Yeah.
There was a pause. Yeah, there was. Now that you say that, there was no music and stuff like that. So that's interesting. But the connection helped.
Yes. Well, and now that you're doing real broadcasting all over the world, in high definition. All right. Thank you, folks.